Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Town of Chapel Hill update on our community's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm Maurice Jones, Town Manager for Chapel Hill. In previous reports, we've discussed issues such as public safety, trash removal, and transit operations. During today's discussion, we'll focus on the increased needs of our human services agencies in Orange County and Chapel Hill. And joining me are Loryn Clark, the town's Executive Director of Housing and Community, and Emila Sutton, the Director of Housing and Community for Orange County. Loryn, we'll begin with you. As this pandemic continues, we are obviously, as a nation, experiencing deep economic impacts, resulting in greater need, and we're seeing that here in Chapel Hill as well. Collaboration and communication are obviously critical in times like this. Tell us more about what's been done to share information and ideas with our community partners during this crisis.
Sure. Our community partners have been crucial in as we try to move forward with messaging and sharing important information with our residents. We've shared important email updates and resources with our various human service agencies, immigrant and refugee populations and organizations, with the faith communities, with UNC students living off campus, as well as neighborhood associations, homeowners associations, and apartment complexes. So we've really relied on our partners to help share that information more as broadly as possible.
And we have an exceptionally diverse community here in our area, and we want as many people as possible to receive and understand these messages as we're sending them out, which means translating that information into different languages. Tell us what steps are being taken to make that a reality.
Sure. Our Joint Information Center through the town is really constantly looking at ways to interpret all the important town messages so that we can reach as broad throughout the community as we can. If messages can't be translated quickly, we're sure to reach out to our community partners like the refugee support groups, and they also help us as well. So our partnerships, again, we've relied on heavily to be able to distribute key information to the community.
And we know a lot of our residents in our community are in need of food, and there's been a great deal of work that's been done to get food into the hands of our school children and adults during this crisis. Can you tell us more about that effort?
Sure. We continue to work with our partners once again throughout the county to make sure that they have all the resources they need to be able to serve food to vulnerable populations in the community. So we've developed a calendar of food distribution efforts in the county and Chapel Hill, and it's a flyer that includes a calendar of distribution sites, food delivery options, and information for signing up for federal food programs. And we've also coordinated with Porch and the Food Bank of Central North Carolina to serve meals to over 400 households over the past few weeks through food banks at the Chapel Hill Public Library. And future food bank pickups are on Wednesdays at the Chapel Hill Library, and residents can also check that calendar for updated information about those events.
And Emila, we know that many of our most vulnerable residents might experience challenges with housing during this time. How are the county and the towns within the County of Orange working together to address those needs during the pandemic?
Sure. So the towns and county have come together to help provide one-time emergency housing assistance. There are standard guidelines for financial assistance related to housing across governments for this resource. The assistance is income-based. There's a $2,000 max available per resident. Funds can be used by people facing a housing crisis for emergency assistance payments to help pay for things like security deposits, utility deposits, one-time rent payment when someone is facing imminent eviction. And then there are sort of criteria for extenuating circumstances and costs. If you're experiencing a housing crisis and you may need assistance, you can call the Housing Helpline. The Housing Helpline is staffed from noon to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and overnight from midnight to 6 a.m. by volunteers. The number for that is 919-245-2655. You can also access more information on the Housing Helpline from the Orange County Housing and Community Development website. We have seen a large uptick in the number of residents seeking assistance and are working hard to be able to meet this need. If the line is busy when you call, please keep trying. You can also access Housing Help by emailing housinghelp@orangecountync.gov. And I wanted to mention too that we do have language assistance for that Housing Helpline.
That's great. Well, thank you, Emila Sutton and Loryn Clark, for joining us today. And thank you for the great work that you and your staffs are doing during this challenging time.
Thank you.
For more information on human service needs in our community, on food access and housing needs, folks can go to the town's website, townofchapelhill.org. chapelhill.org/coronavirus. And we just want to thank all of you out in Chapel Hill for your continued support during the pandemic. Keep up the physical distancing, keep washing your hands, and stay at home if you can. Until next time, be safe.